You guys asked for brandy pears, so let's go ahead and get to canning those. So I already started with washing my pears, and then I cut them. I did leave the peels on, and just personal preference of mine. Not everyone likes to do that. As a matter of fact, technically the ball book says to peel them, but I leave my peels on. So whatever way you like to do it, that's how I would do it. So other than that, I have them in water with a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice, so they don't turn brown. And then right now I have my canner with some water in it and my jars in there as well, so because we are going to take something that is hot, so your hot syrup, it needs to go into hot jars. So we're going to go ahead, I have those going, I'm letting them get warm, and let's start making the syrup. All right, for your syrup, you'll start with 2 cups of water and 1 cup of sugar, but I'm doubling this because I'm putting them in quarts. So I'll go ahead and do 4 cups of water and 2 cups of sugar. Now you're gonna bring that to a boil, and then once it boils, we'll go ahead and dissolves, then we'll go ahead and add the pears. Okay, it looks like it is getting dissolved and it's about at a boil. So next we'll go ahead and put our pears in there. So those boils for 5 minutes, and now I am gonna take the jars out of my canner and start taking just the pears and putting them into my jars. So you want to leave about 1 inch or half an inch, I guess, on this one, half an inch of headspace. So make sure you leave your half an inch as you're putting the pears in here. So just like I thought, this is not enough pears to do a full load in the canner, which is 7 quart jars. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some more here in a second and do the whole process over, which is fairly quick, right? And then I will have enough to go ahead and do a full load. But we first need to add the brandy to this, and then we can go ahead and start adding that into our jars. So I followed I looked at a different recipe originally, and it called for, I think, like 2 cups of brandy. This one, because I'm following the ball book, because this is my first time doing this, I wanted to make sure I followed the ball book just to kind of get an idea of what's what. So anyways, they only call for a tablespoon. So because I doubled the syrup, I will be doing 2 tablespoons. There's gonna be a lot of leftover brandy, so I think I'll end up making some vanilla extract with it, because I've heard that's really good with brandy. I usually make mine with vodka, but people also like to do it with brandy, so that might be what we do extra with it. But let's go ahead and put just 2 tablespoons in there, and then we'll go ahead and put it into our jars, and I will start cutting up another round of pears. All right, got the brandy added in, so let's go ahead and ladle these into the jars. I'm not sure how much more this will end up taking. If I'll have to do like another double batch of syrup, which I probably will do just to be safe. But I don't know, it looks like I might end up having quite a bit extra. Okay, I'm looking for about ½ inch of headspace. So usually they say I have a little tool that measures it, but I don't have it out right now. Because I know by eyeballing it, because I've done this enough, I guess, done enough canning to know. But here's your about 1 inch is usually about here. So we're gonna call this is probably a little under ½ inch. That's all right. And anyways, I still have, let me show you how much syrup I have. So I still have a decent amount of syrup that I can probably do like another jar or so, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting up those pears, and then that way I can fill my other jars. Something else you should probably know is the book also calls you to do it in quarters. I didn't do quarters because I didn't feel like it. So I prefer them in slices more like this. And then if my pears did have any blemishes like this, I guess you can kind of see the brown spots, I went ahead and just cut them out like this, and they were fine. So and then like I said before, they did say to go ahead and peel them. I didn't peel them, and I've canned lots of pears like that and it's been fine. But if you want to follow the actual directions for the ball book, that's what you would want to do. So now I'm going to cut these, put them back in the water that had the couple of tablespoons of lemon juice, and then I will have an idea of how many more I need, because I need 2.5 jars, and then we'll have them all filled. So now we're going to ripe our rims with white vinegar. Make sure that there is nothing on them so we get a good seal. We'll go ahead and put our lids on, and then our rings to fingertip tight, and stick them in the canner, and we will water bath them for 20 minutes. I am at a higher elevation, so I will have to up mine to 25 minutes. I did not put the last round of pears that I cut in the sugar water for as long as it called, because I felt like it was making them too mushy, and they're going to turn around and cook for another 20 minutes, and I don't want fully mushed brandied pears. So I'm suspecting these last 2.5 jars are going to probably come out better than the first couple jars, but once they're done, since I've never tried them before, I'll go ahead and try them and see what I think. I might even try 2 jars. Also, you don't forget to debubble the jars. You're going to want to debubble the jars before you do your white vinegar and put your lids and such on. So anyways, we will go ahead and process these, see how they turn out. I've never had brandied pears before, so I don't know 100% for sure how it'll be. I might do another batch with another recipe I found that had more spices and stuff in it, because that sounded really good to me. So anyways, but let's get these in the canner and see what happens when we're done. So these came to a boil, and I processed them for 30 minutes. I forgot these are quarts, so they needed to be processed for 25 minutes, and then I had to add the extra 5 minutes for my elevation. So they have processed for their 30 minutes. I just turned off the heat. I gotta let them rest in there for 5 minutes, and then I'll pull them out and they'll be done. All right, I have them out of the canner, and they're not as mushy as I thought, although these definitely did, these last couple ones that I did, and I didn't cook them as long, and the syrup definitely are more normal, I guess I would say. So you can see these ones, this one is probably the one that got the most mushy. That one's not as bad, and then these ones aren't quite as bad. Another thing to take into consideration is my pears. Some of them were pretty darn ripe, but still, I'm not quite sure if it's really necessary to boil them in that syrup for that long. So anyways, I will go ahead and try these here. Probably not tonight. We'll see. Maybe after a while, but I'll probably try them in the morning or something like that. Maybe open one of the jars that's more mushy and see what I think. But for now, it looks like they turned out good, besides some being a little mushy. So I guess we'll just see. Okay, so you can kind of see they're not as firm as I had hoped, but still really good. Yeah, I mean, can't beat it. There's obviously some pear residue in there, but that's okay, because once they go down, it doesn't really matter, right? So anyways, super easy. Now instead of sugar, I want to try it with honey. Make sure you let me know if this is one that you are going to try, and if you do try it, let me know what you guys think about it.